Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and I'm filming this in the swing of the holidays. It's early December, the weather is really shifting now, and no excuses anymore for any warm weather. It's going to be really cold. But as such, I wanted to share with you a very simple and calming recipe amongst the chaos. And that's going to be a recipe from my yellow Simple Comfort Step-by-Step Instant Pot cookbook, and we're going to focus on a rice dish today because I haven't done one of those in a really long time, and I felt like it's only fitting to bring you one. That's going to be a wonderful comforting dish whenever you want it. Really just as a snack, as a side, as a main. You could add some chicken or protein to it, which I'll explain later, and it'll make a really great side for a holiday gathering. I am talking rice pilaf, which happens to be on page 140 in the book. So rice pilaf, in case you don't know, is essentially a combination of rice with some pasta in there, usually orzo or fideo, which is a small cut spaghetti, and also used in a lot of Mexican cuisine. But I'm telling you right now, this is one of the easiest things you're ever gonna make. It has 8 ingredients, okay? And that's gonna include spices in there for those 8 ingredients. It could not be easier, it could not be quicker, and this is a true set it and forget it situation where it'll be donezo before you know. So let's go right to the Instant Pot and make the most amazing and delicious and flavor-rich rice pilaf using just 8 ingredients. There we go, that's 8 ingredients. Let's do it. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to take either 4 tablespoons or a half a stick of salted butter, or to keep it dairy-free, you can use a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Either will work just fine for this. I'm gonna come down on my control panel and hit the saute button, and then I'm gonna be on the more or high setting, and then hit the start button and give it some heat. If your model doesn't have a start button, it'll go into the function on its own after a few moments. Once the butter's melted and bubbling, or the oil's heated and shimmering, about 2 to 3 minutes, we're gonna add in 1 medium yellow onion that I diced up. And we're gonna saute the onion in the butter or the oil for about 2 to 3 minutes until it just becomes a bit slightly softened and translucent. Okay, and after about 2 to 3 minutes of sauteing the onion, you're gonna see they're gonna become a bit translucent. So the next thing we wanna add to a pilaf is gonna be some pasta. And in this case, you can either use 1 or 2 that I suggest, orzo, or there's a small cut spaghetti that it's popular in Mexican dishes called fideo. If you can find that, that's fine, or you can even just like rip spaghetti into little pieces about a ½ inch long. That'll be fine, but orzo works great too. A ½ cup, as well as 6 cloves or 3 tablespoons of crushed or minced garlic. And we're gonna saute the onions with the garlic and toast the pasta, be it orzo or fideo, for about another 3 minutes. Okay, and now that our onion and our garlic are nice and sauteed and that orzo is nice and toasted, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rice. I'm using 1½ cups of either jasmine or long grain white rice that I put in this fine mesh strainer and ran some cold water over for about 30 seconds so that the water went from being cloudy to clear. That means it's nice and rinsed. Add the rice to the pot. We're going to follow that up with 2 cups of a broth of your choice. I'm using garlic broth. But you can use any flavor, chicken broth, whatever you want. And I'm gonna season this up with 1 tablespoon of Greek seasoning and 2 teaspoons of dried parsley flakes. Now what's Greek seasoning? Well, this stuff right here is magical. I use this stuff called Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning. You can find it in a lot of markets actually in the South. Or wherever it'll be sold, but you could also get it online. If you can't find the Greek seasoning, just use a tablespoon of seasoned salt. And now we're gonna stir it all together in the pot, make sure any orzo or rice that might be on the sides of the pot are pushed down into it. So we're looking like this. Perfect. And now we're ready to pressure cook. We're gonna secure our lid, make sure the valve is in the sealing position. Now we'll come back down to the control panel, hit the cancel button, and then hit the pressure cook or manual button depending on your model. We're gonna go for 3 minutes at high pressure, adjust the time with the plus and minus or a knob if your model has it, and then we're gonna get going. Now that the pressure cooking cycle is complete, we're going to allow a 10-minute natural release, meaning we do nothing for 10 minutes, and then we'll finish it with a quick release. How do we know how long 10 minutes have passed? Well, you can set a timer if you're going to step away from the pot, or the display is going to begin to count up now from how much time elapsed since the pressure cooking cycle finished. So basically, in a nutshell, when that reads 10, we're going to do a quick release. And now that 10 minutes of a natural release have passed, we'll finish it off with a quick release. And actually the pin already dropped, which sometimes happens during a natural release process. Sometimes the pin already drops and you don't even have to do a quick release. And if that's the case, then you're good. We're gonna remove the lid and you're gonna see some perfectly cooked rice here. Now we're gonna just take a fork and we're gonna fluff the rice up, mix it around with everything. And with this fork's just gonna fluff it all up, or a dingle hopper, as if Ariel were cooking this from The Little Mermaid. And there we have it, some perfect rice pilaf. It's gonna be great as a side to any dish, especially with some sauce draped over it, but it's already gonna be so plenty flavorful, you won't even need to do anything more to it. All right, let's plate it up. And here it is, my rice pilaf, looking beautiful. I mean, come on, it's got such wonderful volume to it. It's pretty to look at. You have that nice toasted situation going on with the orzo. Let's try it out. And okay, my friends, here it is, some rice pilaf. And you gotta quaff the pilaf, right, when you fluff it with the fork. All right, let's give it a try. It tastes like rice-a-roni, but less phony. You know what I mean? Like, I made this myself at home. Like, you'll make it yourself at home with minimal ingredients. There's no questionable things going on here. You know exactly what you put into it. It tastes unbelievably flavorful. I attribute it to that Greek seasoning and Cavender's. It's so good. But again, seasoned salt's fine. You could even use Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning for this if you want it a little bit spicy. The onions that melt in your mouth, delicious. And the rice is so good. It's so perfectly cooked. This is going to be not only great on its own, if you want to just eat this as its own meal, that's fine. But just if you want to add some chicken to this, or if you want to drape a sauce over it, any kind is going to work, whatever you wish to do. Any protein, steak will also go great with this. Seafood will go great with this. If you want to add some shrimp at the end, literally just take some peeled and deveined shrimp that are thawed and stir it into the rice. Within a few moments, the heat of the rice will cook the shrimp by making it curled and opaque. That means it's ready to eat. You could also add some just rotisserie chicken at the end, just to add some meat. It'll be perfect. I actually have some leftover rotisserie chicken meat. I got a good deal, a sale on a rotisserie chicken the other day. So you know what? Feel free to add some to your rice pilaf. Done. I could eat this all day. It's so good. And it's ridiculously easy to make. This had 8 ingredients in it, like 8 ingredients. And 2 of those ingredients were basic seasonings. So like 6 ingredients. Again, one of those 6 ingredients is broth. So 5 ingredients, and one of those ingredients was butter, which you probably already have in the fridge as like broth. So that's 4 ingredients. I mean, I can just keep going and showing you how easy this is to make and how quick and budget friendly it is. I mean, all right, fine, garlic and onion. You might have that in your house too. 2 ingredients. All you would need then in that case is the orzo and the rice, and you probably have that too. Maybe not orzo. I feel like we have everything maybe but the orzo. Still, orzo's easy to get and find. Guys, if you enjoy this recipe from this cookbook here, which is the Simple Comforts Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook, good news, I've written more. Joining this book are also its 3 siblings right over here, the original orange book, the blue lighter book, and the latest, the green super shortcut book, which this recipe really could be a part of because it's less than 10 ingredients, which this book has in it. Every single recipe in the super shortcut Instant Pot Cookbook is 10 ingredients or less for any Instant Pot recipes, and that would mean if salt and pepper are called for, well, that's 2 of those ingredients. And every recipe in all of my books, each and every one has beautiful color step-by-step photos for everyone, as well as a final shot, so you can never guess what's it going to look like. Is this supposed to be right? Is this right? You know, because it's along there with every step of the way. It's going to help you out. Thank you so much again for watching, my friends. And remember this, the next time you want to make a super easy rice dish that'll probably taste delicious to anybody, including someone like Jonathan Groff, well, look no further than the Instant Pot and making my rice pilaf. If you're watching, Jonathan, I loved you, and merrily will roll along, and everything you do, you're great. Enjoy, guys. Delicious.